Okay, so if you only have a few minutes, but you need to put together a quick LinkedIn profile, what are some of the areas that you should focus on? So you don't really have time to build out the whole thing. You just want to put something together quickly, and then you can come back and work on the rest later. I have 5 areas that if this is the case, I want you to make sure you fill in, and it'll just take you a couple of minutes. Of course, the goal is to have a 100% complete LinkedIn profile, but doing that all in one sitting just may not be feasible. So here are the 5 areas, if you can do nothing else, that you should definitely do. We're just going to use my profile as an example here. The first one is a picture. It's very important to have a picture. People want to be able to connect a name and a profile with a person. It's more personal. Even though LinkedIn is a professional network, it's still a personal and professional network. So people want to be able to get to know you, and the easiest way for them to feel connected to you is to be able to see your face. So you want to have a picture. You want to have a professional picture. It doesn't have to be done by a professional, but it needs to be a professional-looking picture. So have someone take your picture in front of a blank wall or a background that's not too distracting. It should be kind of a closer-up headshot so that people can really see you and feel like they are connecting with you. The second area is the headline, and that's this right here where it says HR consultant, job search coach, recruiter, and then it has my contact information. There are 2 ways that you can go about this headline. The first one is to do just what I have done and pick some of the keywords that you want people to find you by and use those. The second way is to make it more of a sentence. And so there are people who say, I help companies achieve financial results by whatever it is that they do. So you can absolutely make it a sentence there to kind of articulate what it is you do in a little bit different way. Either one works fine. Now you'll notice on my headline that I have contact information. I am an open networker. I will connect with anybody. The one thing that I encourage, or one reason why I encourage people to at least put an email in there, is that if you're not paying for premium service on LinkedIn, you cannot email other users on LinkedIn. And so if they're not in your network or you can't get introduced through a friend, it's really hard to talk to them. And so putting an email in your headline allows a potential recruiter or contact to email you outside of LinkedIn, even if they aren't paying for the service that allows them to do it with LinkedIn. So if you want to put both an email and a phone number, great. I definitely suggest at least an email so that people can contact you. When recruiters or businesses or whoever it is searches on LinkedIn, so they use this area up here and they actually perform a search, and they get a whole page of search results, all they see is this top box. So they see your picture, they see your name, and they see where you are, the industry, and they see your headline. So just this little square here. So anything you put in that box needs to be compelling. Between your picture and your headline, you want to be compelling enough for them to click through and look at the rest of your profile. So that's the first 2 areas that are super, super important. The third area that I would want you to focus on if you just had a few minutes are connections, and those are right here. If you are brand new to LinkedIn, then this will be easy. You just start connecting with people that you work for currently or work with currently, people that you've worked with in the past. So these are going to be your colleagues. These are going to be people you went to school with. These are going to be people that you know initially. And just start sending connection requests to anybody who's going to recognize your name and be willing to connect with you. You want to continue to grow connections. The whole point of LinkedIn is to be able to network. And so the way that you do that is through connections. So that's the third area that you would want to spend a few minutes on. The next area, and I have a separate video on this, is public profile. And this is where you claim your vanity URL. When LinkedIn, when you first sign on, it gives you a URL that says linkedin.com/pub/ all of these numbers and things that just aren't relevant to you, really make no sense, and are hard to remember. So you want to go in and claim your vanity URL with your name so that it's condensed and it's much easier for you to remember when you are inviting people to look at your profile, and it's much easier for others to find you if they're just searching by your name. And I will link to the other video so that you have that other claiming your vanity URL video. So far the 4 areas are picture, headline, connections, and public profile or the vanity URL. The fifth and final place that I would want you to spend a little bit of time on is summary. Of course, eventually we would ask that you build out all of your experience, but if you only have a couple of minutes, the summary can be a great place for you to just add a little bit of information about what you're doing, what you have done, and if you're a job seeker, what you're looking for. So building out that summary is super important. You are allowed 2,000 characters in that space. And I would suggest that you use a lot of them. Don't make it a sentence or two. It should really be paragraphs about what you have done and what you want to do. You'll notice in my summary that I speak in first person. I think that it helps people to connect with me a little bit better. You don't have to. There are certainly great profiles out there that do everything in third person, so it's totally your call. But if you want to use I and my and whatever, then feel free to do that, or you can keep it a little bit more rigid if you wanted to with a third person. So that's it. I would estimate 10, 20 minutes maybe that it would take you to complete all of those sections. That's just 5 sections, and it's really going to go a long way in making it look like you have a good LinkedIn profile. Now, over time, you're going to want to build out the rest of it, and LinkedIn actually has a great status bar that will tell you, when you're on the Edit Profile tab, it will tell you can see mine is 100% complete. And so they have a great little status bar there that will tell you how complete yours is and what you need to do to make it more complete. But if I had to pick the top 5 things that you could do quickly, those are it. So I hope that helps. I hope your job search is going well, and thanks for watching.